Good to have you still with us. So PSG are through to the Champions League semi-finals after a 5-4 aggregate win over Aston Villa at Villa Park. We can take you over to Villa Park right now, where we are joined by Ashraf.
Hakimi.
No, we're not. We can't.
We can't.
We're trying to get sound connected to Ashraf Hakimi, who's over there waiting to do an interview with us, but he's not ready yet, or we're not ready. So anyway, it'll be good to talk to him when he gets here. What did you think of his game tonight?
Well, he usually does what he does. He's very good defensively, and offensively is a problem, is a weapon. What they do have, we talked, and Jamie mentioned Nuno Mendes being one of the you said, best left back in the world, but Hakimi is not far from being the best right back in the world when you think about it, because he can do it both. Going forward, going obviously to defend, but the way, and we're going to talk about it, Jamie and Mike, after, the way he's allowed to go inside, and we've seen it now, it's a thing. Pep did start that, by the way, sending the fullback inside, but they do it also on the other side. It becomes very complicated, but he's so good on the ball. And he can finish well also, and his football IQ is not bad either, so it's just great to see him play.
He's fantastic, isn't he?
He's unbelievable. Take us to Hakimi.
Yes,
please.
let's go. Let's go over there. Ashraf Hakimi, hopefully you can hear us now. We've been waiting to speak to you. Congratulations.
Hakimi!
Welcome to the show.
My man!
How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy.
Good. Are you happy? Because obviously you don't get the job done on the night, but on aggregate you get that 5-4 win. You know you're going to the semi-finals. How do you feel about tonight's game in general?
I feel great. Of course, little bit nervous in the end, but we make it. We end the final, and we are really happy.
Ashraf, c'est Thierry. We're going to carry on in English because, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I just wanted to ask you something. First and foremost, congratulations, but I wanted to ask you something. How much do you like the possibility when you go forward to be able to go inside all the way and participate in an attack?
I feel really good. The coach give me the freedom to move around when we have the possession. He said for me be inside or open, like that we can create the space and create a movement with the team. And I feel really good there, and I can be close to the goal like today and help the team in that position.
Shukran.
What did that mean? For the rest of us.
Thank you.
Ah, okay, got it. Sorry, didn't know.
Yeah, that's live. Hakimi, big see you. How you doing, my man? I've been a fan for a long time. But the way you are performing right now is top level. I'm thinking you got to be in the top 2 right backs in the world now. Is that something that you feel you're doing?
Thank you for your words. I don't think a lot that I let you guys to decide who is the best or who is in the top 2, but I try to do my job. I try to enjoy the people who like football. I'm really happy with that.
No. We need. I mean, okay. We'll do the talking for you.
Who is the top two?
No problem at all. But we got to ask you. Have you seen the show? Have you seen the clips? You must see the clips. We go viral every single week.
Yeah, but tell me your top 2.
Yeah, it's a good question. I want to hear the answer too.
Hakimi,
Problem?
you are spot on. Absolutely brilliant. If he's in the top 2, who's the other one?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Come
go.
on, say it.
You got big stumbling. I'm stumbling. I like Trent.
Oh,
Okay.
I like
he's gone for
Trent.
Trent.
Yeah, good player.
Yeah. I mean, Hakimi, I want to ask you about the difference in the team. You look like the best team in maybe Europe at this moment. In the past, you've had maybe the biggest names in world football, but now it feels more like a team. Do you think that gives you a greater opportunity to win the competition this season?
I think we are really confident. I think since 2 years right now, we work a lot, we improve a lot, and we are in the way to become a big team. And we are again in the semi-final, and we want to show everyone that the Paris Saint-Germain is a big team, a big club, and we're gonna fight for all the titles that we can.
Hakimi, you're the best. You're my number one. Don't worry. You're my number one.
Very quick question before you go. Who do you expect to play in the semi-finals? Will it be Arsenal or Real Madrid?
I don't know. Both teams, they are really good, and if we want to go and we win the Champions League, we have to win all the big teams, and we are ready for that.
True that. All right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Listen, can I just ask you, why do you always change your accent when you speak to players? Just speak normal English.
But why do you two
speaks
also
very good
use
English.
people's last names to talk to them? Why don't you call
I
them
was
by...
very wary about pronouncing his first name. So
No, that was
I went with
Hakimi.
Hakimi. I was thinking Ashra. I could easily get that wrong.
Wow.
Do
Were
you
you
think...
laughing at me there? I was asking a question.
I just thought it was funny that
because
you
you
called him
want Hakimi.
Hakimi. Yeah.
Oh, with Hakimi.
What happened to you?
What do you mean?
Big day.
You didn't have an answer for that. Or did you get put on the spot? What happened?
I've heard someone say like top
three.
5 or top 3. Where's the top 2?
I just thought I'd change it up.
Yeah, it's
we do things
But
differently.
did you
here.
think about the other one? You didn't. I didn't.
Do you think you offended him?
I thought about it, but I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to, we might just speak to other people down the line, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
keep
didn't
everyone
want to.
happy.
So I said top 2.
I said that before the game kicked off. You like to keep everyone happy, don't you?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it works.
Okay, cool.
Works.
We are going to go to a very League coverage. Good to have you still with us. So finally, we're going to be able to take you through the highlights and the action from the game between Aston Villa and PSG. Aston Villa getting the 3-2 win against PSG on the night. Quite an achievement, but still amounted to a 5-4 loss on aggregate to PSG. We're going to go with the first goal first of all. Ashraf Hakimi. Thierry.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's kind of a weird way how they considered the goal, because Hakimi stayed down injured at the top of the field. Rashford doesn't punish them. Next thing you know, you will see him at the bottom of the screen here on the right. He's holding his head, he's coming back. Matt Cash could have done a bit better and not stop. Martinez should have done better. And Hakimi is there to finish. As you're going to see here, you can see he's holding his head. That pass, it's a bit harsh maybe, but on Matt Cash, but you can't stop because there's no way you can catch Barcola. But Hakimi stayed in that position because ultimately he was kind of injured, got up and went to score his goal. 1-0.
And he was heavily involved in 2-0 as well. This time he was the creator, or certainly heavily involved, as I said there. Lovely touch. He makes that run inside. A big feature of the full-backs positions under Unai Emery for PSG. And then it comes to Nuno Mendes, and look at that, most goal involvements in the Champions League this season. Hakimi, Mendes, 2 of the top 3. That's fantastic, and it just shows how important these 2 full-backs are to the quality of this team. Not defensively, but actually going forward.
Wow. What a finish. That was a great finish. The way he's opened up his body was just outstanding. But Tielemans, I mean, he's been outstanding over the 2 legs. I just like the way Villa was more aggressive, you know. They sort of had to go for it at this stage. Lovely touches. And then, I don't know if it was going in, maybe it was going just wide.
The build-up was good.
But just look at how aggressive they are compared to what we've seen recently. And yeah, it was about timing, holding the run, and then they get a bit lucky on the finish. But that set them on their way to be a very good game in the end.
Yeah, and then if you're watching the show throughout the evening, you would have seen us at halftime going back to the kickoff in the second half, kind of looking for a way to create some hope for Villa fans, and didn't really figure that there would be any hope for Villa going into that second half. But incredible first 15 minutes, Jamie.
Yeah, it was, I mean, obviously you asked us all. I was the only one who said they had a little bit of hope. Didn't they?
Hold on. You used the word that you didn't even, you used the wrong word, didn't you?
Why? What did he
Slimmer,
say?
glimmer.
He said glimmer.
I said slimmer, it was a glimmer.
Slither at home, yeah, sliver at home.
Anyway, John McGinn.
Yeah.
He was.
It was good.
He was. Listen, it was one of those ones that it looks a great goal, and it still is a very good goal. It just takes a little nick. But again, they get that ball. Don't forget Tielemans in the first half, running at the defence between the lines, getting in behind the midfield. That's where John McGinn does as well there. He's got an awful long way to run as well. We've got to do more in terms of closing them down quicker. Gets a little bit of luck, but it's a brilliant goal, brilliant strike. And then we knew we were going to have a little bit of a game, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I mean, I've trained with John McGinn, played with him at Villa. He is a top player. He just keeps going from strength to strength. But another man I was impressed with was Rashford. We talked about him playing as number 9. He always loves these left channels, doesn't he? And I mean, I thought his work rate tonight was outstanding. And what a save that is from Donnarumma. I mean,
that's young
Rashford. Not
Rashford.
many goalkeepers save that. And you're right, Thierry, that is young Rashford. Confidence, freedom, coming inside. And what a hit it was. But this was a massive chance, Thierry.
That's the Rashford we like to see. That's the Rashford of Manchester United. Look at how he goes inside, awareness. But talk to me about the finish of Konsa. The way he placed that ball in the bottom corner is just outstanding.
Just a little bit of bend on it, isn't he?
Yeah, just
go away from the goalkeeper.
There's no way the goalkeeper can save that because he's going back in the middle of his goal from that position. You can't save that. You're going to see it here. It's impossible to save that, and Rashford did ever so well and won the finish from Konsa.
Yeah, and then we saw Aston Villa have 4 decent chances to try and get that goal that would have taken the game to extra time. Just wasn't to be for them tonight. Let's take a look at Tielemans first.
Yeah,
Jamie.
Tielemans was the first one, and you just felt like the goal was coming. As you said, there was a few of them in such a short space of time, and I mean, to be honest, he does everything right there. The only way he can really head that is to try and loop it over the goalkeeper.
That's what he tried to do, but
the size of the goalkeeper is probably the one goalkeeper in Wales football that can probably get that just because of the sheer size of him. Very unlucky.
Save. I mean, Asensio comes on.
What a move by
and
the way.
look
What
at the run, the ball, the timing, and you just think he's going to lift it there. I don't know if he tries to go through the goalkeeper's legs there, Thierry.
He can also lay it off for Rashford, but you need to be extremely cold to see that one.
I just think he could use the bounce of the ball though and just lift it over the
yes. I mean, when you don't score, I mean, it's
easy to talk.
Say, yeah. Oh, that's the one for me.
Konsa.
Oh,
Jamie, you've been in this situation many times.
And many times I've done that. Does he try and get too much, like throw his head at a team too much?
He tried to rotate way early and doesn't connect with the ball. I mean, this one.
Oh, but this one.
From Maatsen.
The last kick of the game, the technique is outrageous.
Pacho played well.
Just hits the edge of the ball, gets the spin, but your man, Pacho,
that's what he's supposed
off
to
the
do.
line, Jamie. You see it better from that
is
angle.
really interesting to see if it would have come back enough. Just inside, maybe.
What a game of football that was. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Look at that. Look at this stadium. Villa Park. Wow.
Is it a team you would enjoy to see in the Champions League again next season?
100%. I mean, let's put my career aside for the moment. Obviously, it wasn't great there, but I still want to see him do well because of yeah, you're coming to me because I played for Aston Villa. But the fans, when they're at it, yeah, there's some of the
I think it's one of those nights where if you're a fan, you're disappointed, but you've loved it as well. You were going there not really expecting too much, and that's a night that they remember for a long time. You know, hopefully from their point of view, they'll get in the Champions League next season. I think they will, through the league position. But that's a night they couldn't have dreamt of sort of 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, they'll be disappointed, but there'll be a real buzz around Aston Villa now going forward because they can use that. If they had to finish 2 or 3-0 losing, it was 2-0 at one stage. If that goes 3 or 4, that affects your league form. That affects maybe the Cup semi-final that you've got. They can use the fact that in John McGinn, the captain's eyes, they've beaten the best team in Europe and beaten them well and could have been by more. So they've got to take that going forward now.
From PSG's perspective, that shouldn't have happened, should it? Coming in 3-1, I mean, they kind of lost composure throughout that game. What happened?
Jimmy knows that. Like also, on the run, you're going to suffer sometimes. They suffered in the group stage, or in the league, shall I say, obviously. But they're going to suffer along the way somewhere. And they suffered tonight. I remember when we won in 2009, we suffered in Lyon. We got battered. We just made it 1-1. It should have been 2-3 to 4-0. Benzema had chances, Makoun had some chances. I don't know what happened to us that night, but we came back in the game 1-1. We made it 1-1 just barely. And then we went home, and then home it was a different ball game. But it's going to happen away from home in Europe. It will happen. You have to dig deep and make sure that you can go through. You're not going to ease your way of lifting that trophy. It's not always the case.
So you know the way you say that could have affected Aston Villa had it gone badly for Aston Villa and been a wide, aggregate loss for them tonight. Does that affect PSG in any way because they concede 3 goals for the first time this season? Does it shake the confidence that they've been building?
Well, it's happened. I think it was the first time it's happened this season. So I think they've done so well this season. I think they'd put that just down to a hiccup, almost forget it really happened in some ways, and almost give credit to Aston Villa. And as Thierry said, in a cup competition, anyone who wins a cup competition, the best team don't always necessarily win a cup competition because you need a little bit of luck. Now, they've had a little bit of fortune there. You look at the chances that they missed at the end of the game, but me and Thierry and any other teams or players you can think of who've won it, you think of a game there, actually the final.
Yeah.
You think of the chance Shevchenko misses last kick of the game. He's never going to miss that again if he gets that chance. So you'd always have those moments, and that, as Thierry's rightly said, that might be theirs.
Well, it still could potentially be a fantastic season for PSG. They could still win a treble. They could still go invincible in the league. They've already won the league title, but could still end up invincible. I mean, it could be a very special season for PSG if they can hold their nerve.
Very special. It's very unusual when you have a lot of teams in the Champions League that can do the treble. We're very fortunate to have that this year in the Champions League. And
PSG, Barca, Real, Inter.
And Inter, yeah.
Thanks, Kate.
Just for anyone at home who was wondering.
No, it's just like, look, if they stay unbeaten in the league, it will be something great. But what they're chasing really is the Champions League for a very long time. And that's not. I don't think that game everyone is going to go, oh, you know what, we saw this or we saw that. It happened. Villa responded. It wasn't enough. And I don't think that PSG will be so upset about it. The manager will. That's a different ball game. The manager will, but the fans will just be happy to finally go again in the semi-final and maybe having a chance to win it.
Well, Thierry's right. The Champions League has long been the holy grail